Well, hello everybody. Welcome. I don't know why my camera's not showing. There it goes. I feel like I always got to keep messing with it to get it to do stuff. Oh, still not. There we go. There we go. All right. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining. So yeah, as you can see on the table behind me, the Max main cam right there, we got some wiring and tweaking we're gonna do tonight, and just general shop talk. But if you can, please, no topics about the simplified 3D paid thing of the upgrade. Please, no. I know I use simplified 3D. I really don't care to share that whole bit. Yeah, that's kind of enough of that one. Anyway, so yeah, back to the main thing. Again, just kind of hanging out. Gonna do some safety upgrade wiring now that I got my kits in for proper crimps. Welcome, King. Yeah, Streamlabs just did another update on me right before I tried to go live. And of course, the first thing that it tries to do is say it's looking for the D drive to do something of an update, but I don't know what, because it's never meant to go to the D drive, which is my CD drive. So I don't know what it was trying to do, but yeah. So that always makes it fun. I'm trying to see where I put the welcome text so I can change it, because I don't need it like doing everything all the time. The double welcome and the chat itself is a little bit big. But anyway, so what's up? Oh, I was gonna give you guys an update. So if you notice, yeah, that direction, the donation bar for the Mark III clone project, we are a fifth of the way there. So if you would like to help out, by all means, you can do PayPal. That's was just showing just a second ago underneath the name. You can go to Streamlabs, TechieDad/TechieDad1. It'll pop up in the thing, but also in the description below is different ways to help support if you would like to donate. By no means is it a requirement. I mean, that $100 is my $100 anyway. So, but that's kind of just want to let you guys know where we're at with it, and just as a reminder, I can never get these directions. Okay, so right there, current subscribers. We're only 5 away from setting up for the next giveaway, which is an Ultra Base. I've got 2 different ones, one official, one not so official. It's a clone of an Ultra Base, but still same material, works and looks exactly like it, other than it's just not marked with Ultra Base. But 2 different sizes as part of the giveaway, so share the love, spread the word, all that good stuff, and we will get this next one going. Let me see if I can get some of these settings going here. Alright. But yeah, let me know in the chat or whatever, what are y'all working on while I get this last little bit. Share, like. Have fun. So just a hangout. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why that. We don't need to hide bot messages. Okay, that's not it. That's localization. Yeah, babe, it would be nice to hit 100 tonight. That'd be pretty cool. But that does mean that we'd have to run that giveaway sooner. Not that I have a problem with that, but you know. Where is... I had to rebuild all my stuff with my Streamlabs before because crazy me didn't decide to set up the backup correctly. Set up now, but so because I didn't set it right, you know, it didn't save hardly any of the stuff. That is so weird. Like now I can't even find the option. Ah, there it is. Okay. Welcome messages. Send a welcome. Okay, welcome to the channel. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. What's up, Tanner? Alright. Welcome. See, it's supposed to be doing do y'all hear the greeting sound wave when y'all are doing it? Because I got my volume turned down. So I don't get a lot of reverb. Yeah, getting close to 100. That is true. So close to that giveaway. Needed permission. Oh. Yeah, because I used to have it actually like, no, they took forever to clean their room. And so they haven't quite had dinner yet, so now they're eating. Hey, got a subscriber. Thank you. How did it do 2? I guess it didn't count someone from before. Well, hey, that's pretty cool. We're getting closer. See, I've got it where it's trying to do some of the scripting to automatically like greet some people, but I think I want to. Is the chat too big? Like the words, they make too much sense because sometimes the blocks are huge. I may have to adjust that later. Yeah, because it would like do some craziness. Yeah, I didn't want that one. Ah, that's why this thing has an issue every now and then. Okay. Cool. As long as y'all can read it, you know, I'm good with that. All right, so side update. Went to Home Depot today and got my Delta baseboard cut out, but I went to like file it down. Man, it sent dust everywhere. Oh, Wiley 3D. Yeah, MDF. And it's hard to see in the frame. I do have the Delta upside down, and I've already got my riser feet, so greetings. Well, see, I heard that greetings. Uh-oh. Did somebody start saying something they probably shouldn't have? So yeah. But yeah, it'll sit here. I've already got my basic layout. I don't know if that'll even focus on it. It's probably too light. But I got a couple just basic layout of where I'm going to put the power supply, the power switch, the inlet fan to kind of circulate air on all the electronics. Got the motherboard still going to be hovering. So Raspberry Pi, and if I can find the buck converter, though I think I'm going to have to buy a new one for the Delta because I forgot this one's a 24 volt. So I can't do my direct like I used to. But yeah, basically it'll close up the bottom like this, so that, and I'm going to have sidewalls on all three angles. So it'll seal up the bottom, and then it's hard to see in the picture right now, but the Delta, yeah, that way. The Delta there, the Linear Plus, is going to get the same thing on that. I got some, I don't even know the name of it now. Backer board, I think is what it was. Because I was going to just print. Because I started to try to print the walls for the Delta, but then I got the fan spacing wrong, because apparently I can't measure for anything, and plus this barely fit on the Tronxy bed, and this one, I don't know if you can see it in the, you can't see. All right, so if I line it up on that, it's still short, like almost 3 fingers from the edge of the plastic to that, and so I won't have anything big enough to print that. So I figure the backer board is only like, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. The backer board should be plenty easy to cut and be firm enough to do that. Plus it's going to have circulating fan to keep it all cool. But yeah, I've actually got a second piece to go for the top if needed. But I did add on my wiring harness keeper so that the wires that are going up to the hot end can be more securely mounted, so I don't have to worry about that shifting around too much. And then I put some top frame braces. Had to lose some of my 630 plus, height. Had to lose about 10 or 15 at least. But now I got to figure out, how I want to mount the bed to find out what the final dimensions will be. But let me get this thing flipped over. So on here I got the corner braces, and they're actually bolted in on the sides. I didn't really see a point in putting it on the front per se, because it is kind of pressure clamped around that extrusion. But I had to lower the end stops on it, and then I've got my my zip tie or ID badge little zip strip thing holding the cables up, so that it's got that positive tension, but it slides on this on the wire wrapping. So, and then I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this piezo leveler, because I mean, you can't really mount it permanently. The cabling is just long enough to get it to hook in, but at the same time, I don't know if I want it permanently attached because I don't use it that often. So it's kind of like, I don't know what I want to do with it yet. Because I don't want it to get in the way. So I may just disconnect it like that every now and then. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Just realized you were saying you needed to see a better view. There we go. All right, so yeah, that's the top. There we go. I gotta go this way. There we go. All right, so yeah, I've got the top brace corners on there, and that has stopped a lot of the. I mean, it's 600, so it's a little hard to not do it. But the excessive twisting that it was doing, that is a lot better. Like I said, I got the little connector. I'm going to reprint in the right color. This was just to mainly test it, make sure it actually works. But I've got the little ID badge zipper to hold the cables up, get them up out of the way. The piezo, like I said, I mean, I don't really like it like that, but I also don't want to like snake it through all of the cabling because I haven't had to really re-level it since I did the initial. I've got the double set of springs on now. I'm going to do a kind of a cleanup on the wiring. I don't know if I'm going to print those little screw tensioners. I had one on my A8. Can't find it right now. But it's just a little piece of plastic that you kind of weave through. It has a little protector, and then you just tighten the screw on the one side, and it puts the tension, kind of like the spring ones, but it's one that you can dial in. But so far, I mean, they've been nice and tight, and low height has been pretty much spot on, so I haven't had to worry about that much. So I don't know, but yeah, so like I said, I got the wire guard, so it zip ties this part right here, and then I can feed the wiring through, make it all tidy in there, and then I'll have this whole bottom area. Once we put the foot or the base plate on there, it'll hold all the other electronics, the Pi that's over here in the corner, power strip, all that, so I can have it enclosed and just have it circulate air. And then tomorrow, if there's no delay in delivery, I've got the MKS Gen L touchscreen. So I'm going to use that instead of the factory screen. This whole thing, because I apparently need to put this on the Anycubic console, so I'm not having to buy another screen, because that one I touched the side by the memory card, and somehow I blew out like 4 pixel areas on normal usage, which is weird because when it first boots up, it powers them on, they all light, it does the self-test, but then when it goes to the menu, they're dead. And they don't, no matter what sub-menu I go to, they never refresh. And I've reflashed the board a couple of times. I've changed the layout from the Prusa style like it's on now to the standard, back and forth. Marlin 118 2.0. I've been reflashing like probably 15 times today, and I can't get those pixels to relight. So I don't know what I did to it, but this is the same style screen, though I did notice that the connectors here are rotated 90 degrees, which is not that big a deal, but the plug caps are completely opposite. So I'm gonna have to figure out what they did with the cabling on the MKS versus the way they did it on that Tri-Gorilla board and see if I can still make it work. If not, I guess I'm gonna have to either buy a replacement screen, or if the color touch screen is compatible with the Tri-Gorilla board, then I may just order another one of those instead and just put a touch screen on that one. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of everything that's been going on. And if you're in the States, I found out the hard way after over a couple hours of making visits today. Home Depot does not sell at a reasonable price anything metric. I tried to find a small bag of like M4 type bolts, screws, whatever that was the M4 size, and it was like, well, you can go to the bin and get a baggie of 2 for like $3. I might as well just order from like AliExpress or something and wait the month and have 100 come in for the $3 or $4. So anyway, let's see if this will let me over here real quick. And let's see, no, I don't have it running. I was gonna say I found a new version of the Overseer, on the web page that shows the multiple webcam feeds, but I've been having a lot of issues with the new version. I had the old one working, but it's not up and running right at the moment. Guess I could try to start that up. Yeah, that should be it right there. That'll take a minute to get going, but then we should be able to have the multi-camera feed working again, although it's not really what we're going to be working on. Yeah, I was thinking of just getting a couple of different assortment packs myself. But so I still need to let's swap that out. Swap out my board that I've already got the BL Touch little secondary connector. I need to swap that out onto the E10 location, but I gotta get all that junk off of the top. You guys can't see it, but that's where all my connectors and everything. So that one we're not going to rewire tonight, but some of the other ones I'm going to do some rewire. Let's see if I can get it in view. So I got the little pack, the little flat connectors. Let me see if I can just grab it. Got this off the multi-pack. It's the little wire ends, the rounded ferrules. It's really nice. Nice crimper that came with it too. This has made it pretty nice. I mean, I can just crimp that on, not have to worry about so much of the connections to the board. They're now really nice and secure. They don't flex. I mean, it wasn't too bad. Ooh, you sent me some links. Hold on. My drill. M3, nice. See one M4s. M3, M4. Cool, thanks. Ah, the one is unavailable, but the other one, just the M3. That first link, yeah, that one's in stock. The other one says it's unavailable. but the recommended ones right above it are available. They're 460 piece. That's crazy. 15 bucks. Can we get the socket head cap or the hex bolt style? Cool. Either way, yeah, I need some. But I tell you guys, the best purchase I think that I've made the last couple of weeks has got to be the Allen wrenches that I was showing last time, the little ball head ones. Man, it has made so much difference. It's crazy. I guess the only side project that I think I wanted to try to get y'all's opinion on. So I ran this through OpenSCAD to try to do that custom nozzle box, but none of my nozzles fit. Like, they should just either, I mean, it's not, the holes aren't threaded, so they should just slide directly in. And I took measurements, but that didn't work, and I don't know if it'll focus in, but even the sizing that's supposed to be right there in the center, I mean, they came out like garbage. But of course, because they can't all slide in, I mean, it closes pretty decent. Won't right now just because the nozzles are too they're not all the way seated. I mean, as you can see, they stand up quite a ways. But that was a pretty fun little print. It didn't take too long. I love this marble filament. I'm just thinking I might have to print it out of something else. May have to do like a color change on the Tronxy and reprint it. Do like the very outer shell that does the bottom, especially the hinge point, to do like all of this layer and like PETG, and then do like PLA for the rest of it, because I definitely don't want that hinge to give out, because that would kind of suck. But anyway, yeah, so if anybody's got some suggestions on that, that'd be awesome. Yeah. So, what else anybody want to talk about? Other than the S3's drama. Oh, and then in the back wall there, I don't know if I can I get it to show? Yeah. In the back center right here behind me, I've got my new sticker wall. Move that out of the way. So I got some of the stickers going from all the Alien 3D box for the vendors. So by all means, if you got a sticker and you want to go up on the back wall, send it to me. You can always send me an email. I'll give you my address. You can send it. Oh, well, appreciate it, Llama. You didn't have to do that. That would kind of suck. Yeah. There's a couple of weird things that all happen. But yeah. Let's, I guess, get to doing some of this wiring. Got so many wires everywhere. I don't really know where to begin. Greetings. Uh-oh, someone popped in. Their greeting file sounded. Who's the lucky victim? Hey, no problem, Radio Man. Welcome. Hey, Llama, you do what you need to do, man. I'm not really a wine drinker myself, but I mean, I've tried it a few times. I don't know. I think I kind of just burned myself out, and right after I graduated, And now it's just like not a thing for me. I mean, I haven't even really drank regular beer in, geez, a couple months. I just don't do it. Oh, side note, I finished my USB ASAP port cover, so you can protect the nice chip inside, and it's glow in the dark green, so I don't lose it. But yeah, I've got it for doing any other type of programming. So now I just need to print the little like protective cap that goes over the little 10-to-6 adapter, and then I'll have my whole kit ready to go in case I screw something up. Never let the machines win. You are right. Though we get more and more dependent on them, so it makes it hard to not let them win sometimes. It's the USB ASP module for doing the board firmware. Since my Trunksy factory board didn't come with the actual bootloader, and then I ran into a lot of problems, borrowed the one from Scott, and then I felt bad that I was doing all that and held on to his for so long, and I wanted one. So after I saw that it directly worked, I was like, you know what, I just need to buy one. That way, if I run into an issue like that, or if I'm going to help anybody else out, then I have my own that I can use and make sure everything is good. So, oh man, this is just a rat's nest. Okay. Did some rewiring on the HE3D board. I found out that they decided to put the thermistor bulb all the way here at the front edge instead of like centered. So I moved that, replaced the Kapton tape, put a little bit of electrical tape right here at the front edge to protect the contacts, and then just kind of try to do a little bit of wire management on the thermistor cable, so that when I mount it in there, you know, that'll be better. So, like I said, just a lot of little tidy ups and little things that I've been doing around here. Let's see. Out of the way. Slide this bad boy over. You see, like my console here, even though I've got like the framing like started and everything, I need to take that out and just get that power. A lot of the internal wiring underneath is still just like shoddy, and yeah, I still have the factory box still on it because I don't have this sidewall cut and installed yet. But I don't know if you can see it. That's probably not a great angle right there. Move this camera real quick. Oh man, that is way too close. Alright, how about that? There we go. Alright, so it's kind of a wire's nest under there. But yeah, I got the power supply mounted. The buck converter is up at the front over here. I got a case fan. Motherboard is up under the edge, but I got to reprint that mount because that one is bowing like really bad, and I don't want it to cause any other issues. But yeah, it's got a lot of wires that just kind of go everywhere, and they don't really have good, you know, solid connections. Some of them still don't even have spade connectors. Some do. But yeah, it's kind of the thing was just kind of clean up a lot of the wiring, make it a little more manageable. So like even my Pi, the bracket, I didn't have enough screws to fully mount it correctly, so it's a little loose. Webcam's a little loose. Yeah. Probably there, King. I've only seen it used for the boards themselves, for all the different printer boards. So I mean, I would venture to say that's probably the only real good use for it. But it's just a standard Arduino type programmer. They're saying that you can use it on a lot of things, but it just, I mean, it's got a basic ribbon cable. So it's just the normal ribbon cable, the programmer, and then it's got this adapter to go from 10 pin to 6 pin, though sometimes the 6 pin piece is too wide to fit on some of the boards. Specifically more the ANET board, but some of the other ones all have like a big area that you can drop it in. But I'm sure you could use it for a couple other things. I don't know. Welcome, PT3D. Okay. Let's see if I can get it to. Ugh, this webcam, I need to replace it. So hard to get it to focus, and it's not that great. About as good as that one's gonna get. Okay, let's see where to start. These panels out. But for those that have been following a little bit, I was able to finally get this console upgraded to Marlin 2.0. It doesn't have a lot of like crazy sounds to it anymore. I was able to do a proper auto level, even though some of the menu options for whatever reason disappeared. Found out the manual codes to get them to do the proper calibration like it's supposed to, so that was fun. So those are definitely soldered in. Yeah, this board is just not supported right. It's giving me a little nervousness. Cabling out of here. Yeah. Screw gateway. I wonder if that's why it was acting up so much. Oh, and the bed just disconnected. Well, I guess it's a good thing I got the new ferrules to fix that. Disconnect the screen. Everybody's streaming. Who else is going live right now? Or who else is live, I guess I should say. Where nerdy is cool. I think I've heard of that channel before. Let me bring that back up here so that y'all aren't. Oh, no, don't pull the cable. Oh, come on. Okay. I should hold the webcam from jumping everywhere. Except it's not helping that part. There we go. Sorry about all the movement there. Yep, 98. I mean, we're rocking. This is a little bit more. Well, that means at this rate, next weekend should be the 100 plus giveaway special. If we can get there. Guess I might have to make sure I got the funds set aside to pay for the package to be shipped, huh? I'm just kidding, I already got it set aside. Wonder. Okay, so that'll take care of the switch. Those all have good crimps. Good connectors. It's nice and tight. We'll check the fuse. No spare parts. Fuse up perfectly fine. Of course, it'll go from fine to blown, and you know, wrong voltage. But hey, all right. So there's 2 wires, 3, 4 wires that need new crimps. New spade connectors. A lot of room on those. All right. Yeah, we're really close. Sorry, just read that message a second ago. that's awesome. So it's the wrong size. I don't think I have it ripped. Of course. Why is it like the one size you need you never have in stock? Alright, so those are just going to have to go regular screw in. Wire snips. Nice solid connection on that one. Sorry, I just realized I'm kind of out of frame there. Very sturdy. I think that would be about the best $6 investment that I ever made. Get proper crimps, so I don't like do that weird one that just flat plastic one that you get that starts crimping stuff sideways and every other which direction that you can't control. Some of these wires that are way longer than they need to be. Get that portion out of the way. Some of these cables, I mean, could be like half and still be more than enough. And of course, others are nowhere near long enough. Of course, that is, if you got a console, this little tray right here is perfect for the probe to just sit right in. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it's still not in frame. Hold on. To keep your anycubic probe to just sit in, and you just mount it right on the frame so that when you're not using it, you just drop it in. So I think I'm going to have to remix a part of it to make it a little bit deeper right here, because there's a printable piece, a frame piece that you can put around this part, so it'll protect that micro switch, so that if it does try to bottom out, you're not going to damage the piece there, so you can actually use it like you're supposed to. What would be the best way to get to that? Fix key. If that'll reach. I don't feel like that one's connected. I think it came loose. Well, that would solve some of the issues. Yeah, that's horrible. A lot of things are barely connected. Well, I guess it's a good thing we're doing a safety check, right? Yeah, this printed case sure didn't do very well. Oh, that's right. I remember now. So on this board, I ended up not. I only did the screws on the one side because it wasn't scaled right to line up. And I thought it was going to cause an issue, and it sure did. Alright, so I guess question of the community. Anybody good at identifying stepper drivers? Because I know they said that this is a 4988 from factory, but you never see that written anywhere. I wonder, I mean, I'm sure there's, like, shouldn't there be some identifying numbers or something on these to know what they are? Because that, I mean, X, Y, Z, E with a spare. So this Tri-Gorilla board's already set up to be able to do dual. a dual extruder, but I don't have a second extruder for it anyway. Alright, let's get the other good ferrule connectors. Also need board. This one's board. They're so long. What do you guys think? Should I shorten the motherboard wires or just leave them long and just ball them up down here and put a what you call it like a cable wrap kind of thing inside. Hey, welcome, Joel. Just doing some general wire maintenance and wraps and putting ferrules on the ends of these wires so that they don't get frayed and all that kind of jazz. Take these sleeves off. They don't do anything now. So much nicer. Protects the wire from being frayed and gets a nice, good, positive sync on that cable. Oh. Why didn't I get this kit way back? Man, it would have made all this so much easier and better looking. Doing it the right way the first time. The wires look like hell. Let's see how big a wire do we get. Ferrule connector. Ooh, they'll fit in those. Good. I'm feeling I should strip more though. So it's got more wire to grab onto. Parking garage, I can chat. Till showtime? Who's showtime? You doing a stream tonight, Ricky? Or are you waiting on someone else? Man, such a nice crimp. Okay. These. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just cut these all in half. They're like, they're still way too long. I mean, I don't know if y'all can see it, but I mean, that is all of this, and even if I go like fold it on itself and do half the length, I mean, that's still, I mean, I can reach from the power supply all the way to the opposite tower. I think I'm just gonna cut it, and that way I can use that wire on the other delta if need be. Nice good barrels on these. Alright, two of those. Let's take connector on those. Oh, nice. Solo acoustic. Oh, that's pretty cool. I wish I had the musical skill for guitar. I used to play in the orchestra back when I was in middle school and beginning of high school. But after that, just kind of never did anything. These barrels are awesome. All right, so what do you think for the buck converter for the Pi? Because these two wires, they're in my hand, but they're so thin that I don't have spade connectors that'll fit. But if I do the same type of barrel connector, it should give enough tight and hard surface area. I should be able to just get a lot stronger connection. What you think? Should we go that route? Kind of thinking the ferrule connector would be better than no connector. Oh no, I wouldn't want the musician life there, Ricky. I'm just saying I wish I had the talent just to be able to play. because like I played orchestra, so it's a little bit different. I mean, it's a lot smaller for one, but not having the frets and that many strings and reading in a totally different musical clef, because I played viola, but I haven't done it in so many years. I mean, I can hear the tune pretty well, but not enough to hear it and then replicate it on a guitar. I mean, I haven't done anything like that in many, many, many years. Yeah, I think we'll just do the barrel connectors on the, or ferrule. That's it. Just too small. Red is right on. Strip just a little bit more. Make sure it's a really good connection. Yeah, those are on nice and good. That should be a lot better connection. Alright. Let's get, where's my electrical tube? Where did I put it? There it is. Valentine's Day vases, nice. Yeah, I just saw the heart-shaped self-watering plant video that 3D Maker Noob just did, or that published today. I mean, that one would be kind of cool, but I don't know. Really down for all the shrubbery. Okay, I just got a whole new set of razor blades for this thing. Yeah, no, Ricky, I'm the same thing. I mean, well, she doesn't really hate flowers, but I'm not really a green thumb kind of person. I don't think she really is either. Likes doing the fake plants, though. I guess I mean, I could just do that. And doesn't throw off any angles here, but that's protected. This side, tidy it up just a bit. Yeah, for anybody who's insulated one of these, doesn't have to necessarily be Delta bed, but anybody's insulated the bottom side of their bed and used that stuff, whatever that white disc is. I think it's plumber's felt is what I was told last time. I don't know if that's right. But yeah, I tried to go by a Home Depot today to see if maybe they knew what I was talking about or anything. They just kind of looked at me, deer in headlights. So this is probably not the right name of it. So if anybody's done this type of insulation, has an idea what it's called, or you do it. Welcome. Or welcome back. Either way. Oop, Sean, you sent me a link. My bad. Hold on. Why did it cut off just the last part? That's weird. The skewed flower. Oh, that's pretty cool. Nice one.
Greetings.
Sean, keep it nice. We don't need to have that kind of talk around here. It might spread. Welcome, Big Fromney. Welcome to the channel. Alright, let's see. Okay. Not bad. That wasn't bad. The polarity reversed. I don't think that buck converter would have survived that one. Alright. It's connected. That's right about there. And all of this. Okay. Is the other music not playing in the background? It's supposed to be. Ricky, be careful. It's a little weird that they're just staring. Man, that would make me feel a little creeped out, to be honest. What we gonna do? Guess I should probably just go ahead and load up that side piece to print for the wiring. It wouldn't take too long to print, but I guess we can always do that. Hey, Fromney, what do you mean? I'm sorry. You can print whatever you want, but everyone just prints on a platform? I don't quite follow. Alright, so let's go to there. Trigger 1. Done with that. And put in that bed support. don't think this is the right file that I'm looking for. Nope. Bracket part cooler. No, don't need the umbilical clip. Try to get around. That's the one that I printed, and it was horribly wrong sized. Foot protector, and print that eventually. Put it in here. Support. There it is. Let's do the plus version. Oh, that's right. I need to put that in here. Sorry, I gotta edit a part. I was just thinking about it. Well, it does, like every couple of lines, it throws one of the things out there for the support and all that jazz. But yeah, I had to rebuild everything, so I didn't know all the, I just accepted the default timers on everything. So it probably needs a bit of tweaking. So I need to import that. Yes. Shouldn't be too much of a problem with those. This part was. See if we can get the timers a little bit more distance. Ren Delta printer to get it running. Well, what you need, man? I'm not an expert on deltas, but I mean, I got two of them. I'm practically rebuilding this HE3D that's 600 mil, you know, print height, changing practically everything about it. So, or from factory. So, I mean, I might be able to help you out. Okay, link timer minimum. Okay, there we go. So minimum chat line was 4 lines. Interval is like every 5 minutes is what it says. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 5 rotators. Well, I've got the ANET E10 right here in the white box behind me, standard Cartesian. Disable or dismantled the. You're going to bed? All right. All right. Hold on a second. Yeah, I know you'll come over here, give me a hug. All right, night, Bubba.
That's a part?
Yeah. Nice, sissy. Well, because I'm fixing the wires on it to make them better. No. It's crazy, girl. It's time to go to bed. Where, Bubba? Okay. So you're not on camera.
Alright, come on now.
Alright. Okay, alright. Stop messing with the camera. Okay, alright. Just squeeze my stomach too much. Alright. Kiddos are going to bed. But yeah, so the ANET E10 Cartesian, I took apart my A8 and I'm building the kids' cube typed printer. It's kind of a Core XY, but it's the mechanics are a little bit crazy, but I mean essentially it's a Core XY. But I do have my X5S that recently got upgraded to the dual extruder version. Full Core XY. I've got the Casa Linear Plus Delta, and now this HE3D K280 supersized Delta. So, all right, Sean. Have a good night. Yep, Sunday 9 p.m. Let's see. I know nothing about them. Well, what I guess is wrong with the Ren Delta printer? I've never even heard that name. Is that a specific model? I mean, I'm looking it up now too, but. Delta. Oh, that looks cool. Looks like it's got linear slides. Color touch screen. Oh, that's the FL Sun on that picture. Okay, there's that one. That looks pretty neat. Oh, you got roller wheels? Well, the Costal Linear Plus right here, it does have linear slides, but then the HE3D Delta's got the pulley wheels. Both belt fed, but I mean still. I didn't realize I had two of those things open. Dude, don't need that page. Where's the other one? There it is. Alright. Box. This to be. That doesn't have to be anywhere near that tall, but I've got to go. I don't need the 6.5, so it's probably nowhere near the right length. Alright, we'll go for Tuesday. Yeah. So this is the same cable management little bar that I got on here, but I had to file so much. I had to practically take this whole section out because the motor covers are so much thicker than on the Anycubic, and this one was more designed for the Anycubic. So, but I did find that the way that they shaped this part, that's too thick. It like needed to be on this vertical. I had to file away a lot of that just to get it to fit in the extrusion V-slot path. So, no, I don't need to pull it. I need to lower it. Hate that snap to grid. Just forget that it's on. Oh, you got a quick question on gears and pulleys? Sure. Shoot. What you got? that over. Oh, did I get it lined up on the first shot? Yeah, I pretty much did. That is awesome. Oh, that sounds like a good idea. But I think you're gonna have to convince Ricky. And not me, since it's his channel. But yeah, Ricky, if you're here, man, there you go. There's an idea. So that'll take care of those. Together. Oh, what is it like? Are you kidding me? Guess I gotta take that snap grid off. I'm able to do like this pretty quick versus I just haven't had time to really learn Autodesk or I mean Fusion 360, and I want to. Just haven't quite got around to it yet. Yes, baby. Oh, baby. Okay, night night. Love you. My daughter is hilarious. She's always trying to sneak back in. Sleep in mommy daddy's room. Okay. Alright, let's try that. Group it. Still just a hair too high. Man. I should have just given me the measurement for right there that I need. Why? All right, Ricky. Have a good night. So it's showing the whole thing is 6.35, and that's great, but I just need the height of this platform. Why won't it give me just the platform? What is that measurement? That doesn't help. Let's try and align. That align that edge. Nope, sure didn't. Damn it. Ah. Come on, really? Why are you doing that? Awesome, Craig. May have to print one of those here later tonight too. Just gonna have to roll with that. Man. That'll have to work. Alright, well let's get this brave Jackus. Why in the world? Yeah, I don't need a prime color. Thank you. It's single color. Alright, well, even chopping that away, good. That didn't make a weird layer line. It's too small to count. That's good. Okay, so I can work with that. Alright, so hour and 15 minutes. Let's check other settings. Oh, it's because that's. Go back to our normal 90. We do. Oh, that didn't really take off much time at all. Okay. Let's do that. We can get it into 55 minutes. It's not too awful bad. Alright. Alright. Oh, temps. Man, it's doing it again. Still can't figure out why this thing. Like, it's registering here that it is noticing the hot end is getting hotter, just like it's getting there. But if you look at the graph, it's whatever code it's using for the tool doesn't match up. So I know Octoprint can't track it properly, and it drives me nuts because both of these say 60. If you look at the, I mean, the line is written supposed to be like normal. I mean, it's tool 0 and tool 1 because it's a dual head. And I mean, it registers the temperatures. But it says on here out of 60. And then just the tool is registering that like it's 208 out of 215. You know, I mean, it's right. I don't. Like I said, it's weird. This 2 firmware is it writes it so weird. But honey, yes, I am reprinting that part, but I did my modification for the console because I need it on that one too. So, or you know, my blue one. So I'm gonna print it in blue and get that thing going. Figure I might as well print on a print channel, right? Almost there in temps. Whoa. How the camera's looking. Come on, pick it up. It's a little off anyway. Should be pretty centered, you know. Why is it print so high? It must have hit the bed or something. That's way too high. Come on, cancel. There we go. That's primed. Yeah. Okay. The prime. Okay, system. Oh. Tools. Okay. Just a little bit of fun. Okay, that should work. Ugh. Well, thankfully I have a handy dandy guide that doesn't apply to this machine now that it's got the weird firmware, but at least the calculation part is right. It's just what to send to the printer that I need to work on. There it goes. Alrighty. So yeah, that part's going. Alright, well let's see if Overseer is going to work tonight. Oh, it only pulls up the main one. So that does not show up like that in the 3D online. What now? What part of S3D? You mean the bed platform piece? That's a separate little STL piece that I put in there so that I can get more of a visual representation of what it's actually going to look like, so I know you should be able to do it just by the bed, but I get a little nitpicky by it. Otherwise, if you're talking about this part, yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. I'm still trying to figure that one out. at the other printers real quick. Cool. It's allowing me to add up. That's awesome. Okay, so 3 is the cubic. Plus. Alright, so I should be able to get Overseer back up, at least the old version here in just a minute. What are you talking about? Reconnect. Oh, dang it, because I disconnected that one. That's right. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to connect that one right now. So we'll do A-Net 2010. 4 API. Hold on video feeds. Come on. I don't know why the K280 video feed is taking so long to come in. Yeah. Well, it's disconnected, you know, so. But yeah, this little Raspberry Pi based program is pretty awesome. Need to figure out a little bit better motor slash Bowden tube path. Need to see what I might be able to come up with, because currently tubes still get in the way. They still drop when they're not supposed to. They do all kind of weird stuff. But yeah. Well, Craig, what I wanted to kind of do is also rebuild a little bit of the oh, okay. Let me see if I can pull this up. Whatever you got. The other thing I wanted to do was also put a new hot end shroud because if you notice right at that bottom edge, right by the silicone sock, that whole bottom area is all wide open. And I'm sure you know from yours, there's a good gap between the fan and the cold break. So, I mean, it's a good sized void. So what I wanted to do, not necessarily bring the fan closer, because you still need the full cavity to hold those two little radial fans, but to at least block off the bottom so that it can shape the air that comes out more just direct at that, and then branch off out the other sides instead of, you know, like now it's hitting it and going down. So it'll make some interesting PETG, or I don't think I'll ever do ABS, but if you were to do ABS on it, I could see it causing some issues. Yep, still going, Mama. I usually do about 3 hours, so about another hour left, and then I'll usually call it quits. Need to do a drink refill in a little while. I don't know if you guys need any help with E-step calculation on normal printers. The normal, just like standard Core XY or standard Cartesian. Of course, I'm pretty sure it would do fairly decent on deltas, because that's what I was doing as far as like the E steps, but I can understand like X and Y, Z steps on delta needing to be like one. Well, once you run your calibration, that's more on your rods than anything. But if you want to see the old sheet that I used to do, there's my Google Drive link to my step calculation worksheet that I was developing. It's more for me than anybody else, but you know, critiques and notes, I don't mind updating it, and I've shared it out a couple times before, but it's been a while. Sure, Carl, what you got about PETG? I mean, it's been a while since I printed with PETG as well, but I mean, I printed it all the time on my ANET A8, and then before I dismantled it, and then a few times on this console before I started knowing some weird ghosting on the Ultra Base. Though it lifted, I mean, it released just fine. I didn't have it being overstick or anything like that, but it did leave an impression on it, though it didn't remove any material. It's a weird thing, but sir, what you got for me? Do you have to print slow? Debatable. When I printed on my A8, if I went over 45, it started having some real issues. When I printed it on the few little pieces, when I printed it on the console, I was able to print at like 60, 65 and still do fairly decent. Scott, if I remember right, he was printing PETG on his X5S, and he was hitting about 130 to 150, and he was able to print a lot of stuff just fine. So I don't know. I mean, I think it really just depends on how tuned your machine is, because he's been able to get some fantastical prints off of his X5S. Some of the speeds I couldn't match, but then he doesn't have a delta, so it's kind of, you know, I don't know. Yeah, that too. Yeah, 40-45, I seem to, like, when I first started into Pet G on my A8, I mean, I was cranking them out like nothing. But if I went faster than that, I saw a lot of issues. And it wasn't just like one type of thing. I mean, I would have bed adhesion issues one time, or way over stringiness. I'd have sometimes where it would be like, I'm going to do super boogers and just knock the print off. I mean, or just clogging, or it would ball up on the extruder. I mean, I had all kind of weird issues on that A8 past 45. But again, I did it on the console at close to 60 and didn't have very many issues unless I went higher than that. Then it was more of the extruder just couldn't keep up with the heat, because I was afraid to do it much higher than 240, because I was pretty sure that the throat was lined, so I didn't really go much faster than that or higher temp than that. But yeah, I definitely agree with that. Layer issues and under extrusion. Of course, for a while my X5S was having that, and then magically one day it just started working again. Couldn't figure that one out. I want to swap out at least one or two of these deltas into a all metal throat. That way I can print a little bit higher. But the Prusa clone project, it's up there. That one is going to be literally just a Prusa clone, a Mark III clone, so it'll be direct drive. So yeah, that's where the now sitting idle genuine E3D hot end is going to go. So that one I've already got the all metal throat. It's already installed and ready to go on it. So I mean, you know, to be honest, I don't even know what brand Pet G I even have anymore. They don't have any labels on them. It just says Pet G and it has print temperatures. I don't even remember the manufacturer. I've had them for a while now. Well, that's a good info there, King, because I was actually about to buy some Tri-Line Pet G. I want to do that Mark III clone in the yellow Pet G that they have. And dang it, that was the other thing I forgot. I took the Pantone number and I was going to go by the paint department while I was at Home Depot and see if I could get a card that had that Pantone colored, so I could like see exactly what color it was. I want to see how off it's going to be from my what you call it, Pikachu yellow. Oh, that's cool. Well, you know, if you swap out the light fixture for more of an LED based bulb, you probably get away with just PLA. I don't know if that'd provide enough light for you, but I mean, that's also a thought. I wonder if your A5, if it's got the right probe selected. Well, King, I mean, yeah, I want to do yellow, but I mean, like, it doesn't have to match that Pikachu yellow PLA that I've got, because most of the printer is going to be in PETG to begin with. But it was just kind of curious of the, like, non-crucial parts. Like, if the two colors were really close, then that'd be pretty cool, because then I could interchange and not really have an issue. But I mean, if it's going to be that much of a visual difference, I'll just stick with printing all PETG parts for the clone anyway. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Now, see, it's got a Z-hop. That's weird. I don't know if y'all just saw that, but the X5S, it just did its little Z-hop, but every now and then, like those first few layers, it was like it didn't want to Z-hop at all. It was like running right over top of itself, making those weird travel lines. Rectangle pennant. Oh, you're gonna do kind of almost like a lithophane kind of like thing, a little like inner wall, like just on the sides. 300 by 600. Rubber. Craig, is it deleting your links? Because it's not telling me anything. I didn't see the other link that you said you sent either. I don't even get a notice in my chat bot here. If anything else, I mean, you can always just send it through Messenger. $300 by 600. Are you talking like you're gonna do a 150 by 600 or 300 by 300 and then another 300 by 300? Ah, so you're gonna fill it with like a lithophane type design kind of a deal, or are you just making two rectangular patterns? Why does it do that with the Thingiverse links? It's so strange. It's cutting off after the colon on my side. Yeah, that's actually the one that I'm using. I actually had to modify mine because the motor mount for my primary motor, the bracket was so thick that the base extruder mount, that piece, it was pushing it too far, and I couldn't get it to actually like grip it and bolt it in. And I didn't at the time that I had it, I didn't have any spare was it M3 bolts that were shorter so that I could make it work. So I had a buddy like raise the inner square for the motor mount thicker, so I have a custom version. And then I started getting really anal about the extrusion piece on the little part. I had them cut out around the screw holes so I could get the T-slot nuts to fit, like there was enough of a channel that they can go a lot flatter because they wouldn't reach otherwise, and I was having the motor constantly drop off. But he never posted the remix, so I guess I'll verify with him, but if not, then I'll post mine under the remix little thing of it and show everybody. True. But Carl, I can do 600. Well, it's wavy as hell, but I could do 600 in one go, pretty much across, because mine is actually at 628.5. So that extra 28.5, I think, will help with the conage over the top edge, so I can get a full 600 now, or at least I should be. I don't know. But of course, with this other mod that I'm, you know, by putting the top frame and having to lower it down, now I'm probably about down to 610, 615. So I probably can't do the full 600. It'd probably drop down now to what, 590 across. So I don't know. I still got to figure out how to mount the bed properly. That's starting to drive me nuts because I don't necessarily want. I don't need the super high springs, right? That's where I get my almost 30mm distance by dropping that. But I don't want the aluminum plate being direct on the aluminum extrusion either. But I don't really have a way of mounting it properly because I tried to do like a printable little shelf that it can sit on. But you have to cut a curve out so big to offset for the white line where the copper traces heating element part is, that you couldn't use PLA for, so you'd have to use PETG or ABS. But then on top of that, the holes in the bed are M3 size, and I don't have any M3 nuts that would, you know, fit within the extrusion. So the only other thing I thought of is doing like the M3 hex nuts dropped into a printed like T-nut style bolt. But if I use that, then I gotta take off each of the corners to slide in because they don't just drop in and then rotate. They're too small for that. So it's like, ugh, if it's not one thing, it's another. But then even if I find the right nut that I could mount it like that with, you know, an M3 and being like T-slot style nut or something that'll lock in correctly, then it's like, okay, well, then do you just do a small, almost like nylon washer? You know what I mean? Just so it's not making direct contact, but it's still as low as you can get it, and you can, you know, lock it in so that that heated bed isn't moving anywhere. So I don't know. It's a couple different things that I got toying around in my head. No, I didn't use the bed mount because literally, like, the way I have been doing it, the original spacers that came with the console, I've just been sliding the low part right under the edge of the bed to give it that little bit of distance, and then just making sure that it was flat even, and then put the glass right on top of that, and just letting, you know, and then leveling the bed from there. But I didn't have any offsets or anything like that, so it, I mean, it pretty much just sits flat. I mean, I've made sure that the platform itself is true, so as long as the aluminum plate doesn't go too cattywampus, then it should be fairly level, especially with that big Boro glass they gave us. I think it's Boro glass, I'm not sure. This thing is messing up all in the chat lineup again. Where's my phone? Oh, there it is. Alright. Sorry. Facebook saw a message come in. Oh, so yeah, I don't know if you guys got to see, but at X5 dual color, I did. I mean, granted, it's pretty thin, but yeah, I did a lot better on the larger one. The original small one that I did, I don't think it was enough space for it to figure out how to prime. But then again, the red has always been kind of an issue. I think if I swap the two extruders, then it would be fine. But I think their factory one that they sent me for the second extruder, just don't think it has the pressure to be able to actually grab the filament and put it in. Now, why is this thing not? Chat is like all jacked up again on my side. Why is this doing this? Ugh. Okay. 20 hours remaining on this giveaway. Oh, you got my stream on 3 places? Wow, appreciate it. Tried reprinting. No, King. Sorry, I just now noticed that you sent that a few minutes ago. No, I have not reprinted the long piece. Now that I've got practically the final wiring done, that's kind of the next thing, is to mount the 2-3 things left on the main board, sand down the edge, and then the base will basically be done. Although I don't need that to print now that I've reinforced, but that's all I was waiting on, really. Is I just got this finished cut today, so all I need is kind of a light sanding to get that rough edge out of the cut done. Mount the power supply, mount the inlet fan and the Raspberry Pi, bolt it, and then I think the whole bottom is done enough that then I'm just going to start printing the vertical again and see how that goes. But I also still need to print all the other parts. So I'm hoping that I need to get started on that, because I'm just taking way too long on trying to get all this other stuff configured. But if I can't get this thing figured out with the wobble here soon, I mean, I don't really want to, but just for the sake of getting him up and running, I think I'm going to just buy the extrusions, or the square tubing, and then just cut it, and then just build the printer using that instead. Hey, welcome, you do it. Why is this thing having so many issues trying to... Scroll chat? I don't understand that. It like goes to a certain point and then it doesn't want to scroll anymore. Yeah. Almost 2 full days of printing. Woo, man. Would have been complimented with your tiny pieces. Yeah, it's a lot of pieces. Oh, definitely. I wouldn't mind getting a CNC. I mean, there's one guy that he put his pieces, I mean, it's not printed pieces, but it's like, what is it, the C channel, C slot? I don't know the exact name. But it's a lot harder aluminum extrusion, but only a few of them, and you build like almost like 90% of the frame just with that, and then there's a couple of kind of large printed pieces, and then you're pretty much done, and that's it. I mean, it looked pretty awesome. I don't know price range of the aluminum, so I mean, it might be cheaper to do, you know, only 4 kilograms of filament versus that, because that, what, even if you go high, well, that's 25, so that's about 100 right there, unless you can find a deal. And there's some places like Push Plastic, they'll do, you could do a 3 kilogram single roll, or even a 10 kilogram single roll. It's not, I mean, it's probably right about the same price, but you wouldn't have to like swap out multiple rolls. But that's the other thing I need to do, is I need to get all my optical filament runout sensors set up. Forgot about that. Need to figure out where I'm going to put them. Because the KLP is not too bad, because the filament's right there at the very top. So that's pretty easy, just to, you know, modify the bracket, or, you know, make a little side swooping bracket for the optical sensor to sit in, and then to have it wired, so that shouldn't be too awful hard. And K280, that's going to be interesting. The one for the Trunksy, I don't know. It's got at least 1 filament runout on the board. I don't know if it can, it looks like it could handle 2, but I don't know for sure. Hold on. This thing, yeah, I gotta figure out something with this extruder, Bowden tubing. This stuff's getting all over the place, getting in the way. Oh, makes it interesting. Oh, that's cool. Hey, well then I'll see you at Murph. Maybe we could check out the CNC at the same time. The 3018 from Sane Smart. Nice. I'd love to be set up with a company to do some, like a review unit. That'd be pretty cool. I don't care what it is. Just to get something to be able to go, I got it for free, so all I got to do is a review. I'll build it, review it, put a video out there for it. I thought I was going to get a chance with, oh, who was it that just contacted me? Dang it. What was that group? Neary's just did one for it. Sidewinder, I think is what they were saying. Whatever the new one that he just did, I can't remember what it is. But yeah, they shot me a message, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're looking for some people to do like for retail and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I'm neither one of those, but I don't mind doing a review." And then they were like, "Well, but we're just looking for like a store right now." I was like, all right, whatever. If you got something to review, just let me know. And they said, yeah, sure. But I don't think they will. Yeah, artillery. That's what it was. I don't know why I thought Sidewinder. Oh well. But DT Match, welcome. Did you sign up with GearBest? I think I did. But I think like I'm not getting any like you mean the affiliate program? Because I think I did, but I don't think I've got like any. I had like one purchase through them. That was when I originally got my X5S. And it wasn't like super pretty. I like never buy anything from them because I find other deals like a lot faster. So I don't know. No, I don't need to register. I just need to sign in. Yeah, I mean, I'm logged into my GearBest account, but I don't know if I did sign up for anything or I don't remember. Oh, looks like I got a message sitting in my account anyway. Cool. Yeah, please send it. It says I'm a level 5. Whatever that means. I don't know if that's good or bad. It says like, it shows like I got a little bronze heart looking thing. Can't upload a new image. Uploaded JPEG format. Okay, well I don't know if I got a JPEG. That's fine. We'll do that. I was about to do that bridging. Oh yeah, Craig. Just in case you ever missed the thing, thank you for sending me the E2 files because the 2 fan shrouds, the left one I've kind of damaged a little bit. It still mostly works, that I can tell. But that's why I was getting a little worried, is I couldn't find their files anywhere, and being the fact that it's like that, I was like, I don't really want to have to try to makeshift almost like a cooling ring and have it where it can attach to both fans at the same time, though that would probably be pretty cool to like have it just, you know, blow in from both sides but hit a ring. I mean, instead of just doing the 2 side, but Either way, now that you got me the factory file, now that I can reprint those if need be. So again, thank you, thank you. Bam. Do you know who I really need to get a hold of, though? I guess. Appreciate it, man. So I got my technical sales and outside technical sales. The two people that actually made a home visit, weirdly enough, to give me samples, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're a sample stupid company. We give out samples like crazy." And I talked to them about the filament. So I got one in hand, like, here you go. And I was like, well, my channel is kind of catered towards beginners, like really beginners. So, it'd be kind of cool to get a down to earth, hey, I tried this filament. This is kind of what you can expect out of it. Not like a pro person printing it and going, yeah, of course, you'll get excellent results every time. But they were like, yeah, we can send you, as soon as we get back to the office, we'll send you another batch. My meeting was back in October. We're now in February. I haven't even gotten a follow-up email from them. So I probably ought to start harassing them since I have their both of their, business cards. And be like, yeah, so we going to talk about this thing? Because you said you were going to send me some stuff. And you haven't sent me nada. But I don't want to be mean to them either. I'll word it good, don't worry. What is up, Chris? Let me go check out that bridging and see if it actually is doing it right. Not really. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to redesign a cooling fan duct because those are, now that I'm looking at it, those nozzle openings are practically pointing almost straight down. They're not even going towards the print part. Well, that sucks. Because the standard X5 head that I had before I swapped over that, it was doing pretty good. Of course, Chris is Mondo in Portento. No, that was horrible. I apologize. Very important, yes. I wonder if that bridging is doing any better. Look, hey Chris, check it out. We're 2 away from a 100 member giveaway. Alright, so if it would have done that bridging that direction the first time, then that would have been a lot better. Because this angled one is catching everything that it needs to. It's just that first little wiggle that it did in the middle of it. Yeah, it didn't really hold anything. Now it's doing good. Orders. VIP Center. So it says I'm a magistrate. I don't know what that means. Oh, I guess the more stuff you do with them, the gear best, the higher you can get points with them. Makes sense. Loyalty program. Click one button, it's like, oh, hey, to raise your points, go buy this. Oh yeah, there we go. 100. Bam. Nice, Chris. Appreciate it. Hey, Scott, welcome back. So that means I have to like redo my whole schedule. Thanks. No, it probably means either the 9th or the 16th. Depending on what else is going on, but we should be doing the 100 member special and do a giveaway. Sweet. So I'll have to do a quick little YouTube video announcing it. There we go. Now it finally just showed. Sweet. I love this real-time counter though that I've got. Man, I always get this wrong. But yeah, right there. Bam. That thing. I can adjust the size of it now so it'll be a little wider. Been working on the kitchen. Yep. By the way, Scott, I showed China the pictures, and it looks awesome. Definitely, congrats. Ooh, definitely send pictures, man. Finish or unfinished. Still very intriguing. You're giving me a lot of good ideas for whenever I finally get my house. Don't know when that'll be at this point, but you know, hey. Well, it says that we are officially at 100 now. I mean, even though only one popped up on the screen, I mean that little counter is a real-time YouTube API counter. So it's supposed to be completely right. Even my YouTube page does say 100, so yeah, should be completely in sync. Sweet. Oh yeah. Well, it is an ultra base. Well, at least one is an official ultra base. The other one's a clone, but still, they're basically ultra base. So, yeah. More deets on that soon. Try to get the announcement video here pretty quick, next few days or so. I guess I should go ahead and pre-pack them in a box, right? Posting on the screen is slow. Yeah. Oh, you mean the chat right here down below? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I'll get the boxes ready, but not like sealed up or packed up, but just get all the supplies ready. So right after. Well, I did a little bit of Tinkercad to modify the part that's printing now. We were doing some wire crimping with proper ferrule connectors on the board for the K280. Took apart the Linear Plus, did some of its rewiring, getting ready to put it all back together, and doing this wire harness. Still got a little bit of time left, doesn't it? This is about 3 minutes. Oh, and hit 100 subscribers. So now we're gonna do the giveaway. So that's about all you missed. And as you can see, I got Overseer working again. I always keep doing it this direction. I wonder if it'll take that. Does it redo it? Okay, there we go. So I have to refresh the page if I make a change on the main configuration. Come on. Sync up. Yeah, I thought we were going to do it last weekend, but you know, hey. We got close. There we go. Hey Chris, if you're still around, check it out, man. It's the dual color E2 upgrade on the Trunksy X5S. Your favorite printer. Don't worry about that big thing in the camera there. It's the well, I appreciate it, Scott. You know, I've been thinking about some of the Facebook posts because I posted in one group, and apparently really made the guy upset. So he didn't have a problem when I did the I'm going to try to print 2 parts for it. You know, they dealt with that group, and then the next night, now he's just he was like "Rah, rah, rah, rah," and just blowing up about the fact that I wasn't printing anything that was related to their group. So, you know, I'm kind of leaning away from Facebook posts and let, you know, the current subscribers kind of spread the message. We'll just go from there. I'm good with that. For the overall stream, Chris, I'm using Streamlabs since it's a lightweight OBS. For me, it was a lot simpler to set up everything, but you can import your standard OBS template in, and now they've opened it up where you can import a lot of extra third-party stuff as well. So I've been doing different little things like the little social media little popper thing over here, the live YouTube live API link for the current subscriber list. That one is just a standard notification drop down. Then I got the clone project ticker up in the middle. But as far as the printer video that's showing right now, that's the program I was talking about before that does a virtual, it's running off of a virtual Pi, and it does, this is all it is like a website hosting, but it connects to the API for each of the Octoprints. But he also has it where, let me just show, oh, there you go, part's done. Let's see. So in the Overseer, the one thing that I liked, it's got RepRap web duet web control too. So you can probably do the same thing of incorporate. I don't know how that part works when you add it in. I mean, it's got for, you know, your different pieces. But like if I go in here and add for Octoprint, it wants the URL and API key, and then it'll connect to oh, yeah, just change that so it would hide all the idle printers. There we go. But yeah, when it's connected and the printer's on, I know it's a little hard to see, but yeah, it'll just pick up all the video feeds. But what's cool is you can click on it, make that, you know, large, and if it's connected, come on. Yeah, it shows a bit of the stats. I guess you actually have to have it printing, but you can actually get some of the control functions to pause a print and stop it. The only thing I don't like about Octoprint, and Chris, maybe even you could give some guidance there. Hold on, let me get to the right. Is it this one? No, not that one. This one? No, not that one. This one. There we go. Okay. Don't worry, I'll change the API key anyway. If it'll refresh the stupid page, come on now. I know you're... Seriously? Come on. Of course that's what it wants to do, right? Load, load. Okay, got it. Mark red. Ignore. I'll get that stuff later. Okay, so here's the problem. So the temperature, bed works fine. It monitors, you know, what I'm putting at, but if you see, There's no other line for the extruder, and when it's on there, and like even here, you deleted it already. Dang it. Anyway, so the tool, the temperature will show the correct temperature like it is now, but in the target section it says the same temperature as the bed. So like I had it at 60, it says 60 here. And then when you go to the terminal, it's showing, you know, the tool T0 and T1, but only T will show the correct bed temperature, extruder temperature, but T0 and T1 will show bed temperature. And I don't understand what it's doing, but I mean, not that it's major, but it's a weird thing with the dual extruder. But I know it's also Chitu firmware, so that could be just the cause of it saying something weird. So I don't know. But if you ever have time to chit chat about it, I mean, love to pick your brains, see if you can think of anything else. But cool. So the print finished just in time for the end of the stream, thankfully. So we'll get that part basically mounted right here. It'll do a lot like this one here. Well, it'll come out right off of the extrusion, go vertical up to hold the extruder wire, you know, at a minimum safe distance. All the wires can then be tied underneath so that, you know, they don't go flopping around like these currently are, like half zip tied to the outside frame. But yeah, it's saying M105 star something, but it also has an N code before it. I've never seen that one. But anyway, so yeah, we're just doing the same basic setup like this. All the electronics on the underside on a platform. Putting that for the big K280 that's in purple. And of course, again, did the nice box of ferrules. Pretty awesome little square crimper. Redid the wiring on it. Did some, you know, little knickknacks here and there. Put everything back together, and next stream, this bench hopefully will be a lot cleaner, and then we can start on the kids' printed printer. And I don't think I'll be able to finish it before Murph. So, I don't know. We'll try. Don't know. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Social media things have been poking down below here. Please like, subscribe, share with friends. The Mark III clone project, we're a fifth of the way there. If you'd like to donate, by all means, PayPal or Streamlabs, either one. Don't really mind. Any little bit helps, or just buy a coffee even. Every little thing helps out the channel in every way. But either way, I'm going to do that Mark III clone. I think that's really cool. For right about $500, I can basically make a Mark III. It's pretty awesome. Same one that Shane from Fugatech did. Basically, it's his BOM, and I actually priced all of it with the things that I already have and what I need to buy, and some of the things that I kind of want to swap upgrade on. So still under 500, so not too bad. But again, thanks for hanging out. Awesome that we hit 100, so be watching for that video announcement with the giveaway, and we will catch you again next weekend. Thanks for being here.